Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here, recording from Europa. This is episode 6, which originally streamed live on Twitch. So some of these shelves I can pretty much ignore for a long time, like the paint. I don't Oh, right, my waste tank's going to fill up because of how hot it is. Well, that's crummy. All right, let's speed this up. Looks like Farmer's gonna win. Where'd my steel go? Oh, I put it in there. Good. Waste tank caution isn't too much of a problem because I could just print up a new empty canister. Which is probably what I'll end up doing. Because my waste tank likely has oxygen in it. Actually, you know, given that the atmosphere is oxygen, I don't really care. But I'm burning through my air tank here pretty quickly. Because the atmosphere around me is so hot that to regulate my temperature, I'm dumping hot oxygen into my waste tank. Part of me feels like I should just crowbar my window briefly. And I am actually going to do that. So before I do that, I need to make sure that nothing flies out. Because it's just too hot. There we go. Now it's far more temperate. Let's do that again. There we go. It's room temperature now. Ta-da! Okay, building a farm. Let's get a new waste tank real quick before I suffocate. 39 Celsius. I mean, that's fine. Boop. And in here, my waste tank is mostly oxygen, so I'm just going to open it up, let it vent into the room, and equalize with the room's pressure and temperature. And there I have a spare waste tank. Storm coming in 40 seconds, so it's not like I'm going to go anywhere anytime soon. And then any gases that don't belong in the base will go into this thing here. Which is fine. It's actually totally fine in here. It's hot, but I can breathe it. We did lose some of the CO2, but me just breathing base air will add CO2 passively, because I breathe oxygen, breathe out CO2, so we can always capture CO2 from other sources like smelting, etc. Oh, and there's the storm. Still just building up some steel frames so I can put the structure of the farm down. I think 10 will probably be fine. A 3x3 farm with a hallway, so I'll probably put the hallway here and put the farm out that way. So there's my steel frames. And then we'll want steel sheets. I'm going to be running out of steel here, so I'll probably need to make a batch of steel pretty soon. Meaning that I need to mine iron. and updating the project. Build a farm. So I'll need at least 20 sheets to weld the steel frames solid. And then I'm probably going to do composite walls as well, meaning even more steel required. Because I like composite walls. So that'd be kit iron walls. And we'll need 3, 3, 3, 3, 12 plus 9 overhead. So 21 plus the hallway, which is 24. So 24 walls. And these build with plastic sheets and glass. I might run out of glass for the... No, I should have enough. I actually might just barely have enough for everything here. For this project. I'll eke out the bare minimum. Well, we know my batteries are nice and full. Thank you, Storm. So right now, the other reader here, if I turn this off, I can demo something real quick. If I take a look at this logic reader, if I would be allowed to move, and change its variable. So this is... What variable was that? So the mode is 2. So when mode is 2, it means there's an active storm. At that point, it's like, doesn't really matter that you read the mode. Because at that point, you know, you're either outside or you're inside, so it's not a surprise to you whether you have an active storm, but just showing that you can change the modes there. Alright, walls. We'll use all the last of my steel. Oh, and the storm's over. So I can go outside. The light also lights up too. The green, yellow, red. But I kind of like seeing the actual timer. It's not necessary, but it is kind of a nice to have. Oh, treats. Hey, buddy. So, that's the last of my walls. I'm also going to want plastic and glass. And let's set this up. While I'm out there, or next time I come inside, it might be a good idea for me to grab the ox tank too, because my first oxygen tank kind of got dumped when I turned my base into a easy bake oven. Luckily for me, oxygen is so easy to come by in this biome. So here's the layout. It's going to be a steel frame to a 3x3 attached farm. Sharing the same base air, probably separated by a not airtight door. So these are steel frames versus iron frames. You can see that they look slightly different. They're effectively the same. The only thing that steel frames can do is they can be in, and maybe I'll pick one up to show you, they can be in slightly different shapes than iron. So there's some custom ability that you gain from steel that you don't from iron, which is, in my opinion, like the only reason to go steel. So like a steel frame here can go to, you know, corners and sides, whereas iron can't. and corner cut and whatnot. Whereas the irons are just boxes no matter what. Okay, that part's done. I'm probably going to build the windows facing inwards, so that if I want to expand up or out or something, I can do it relatively easily. Alright, that's done. I have 2 walls to spare. Oh, nope, I have 1 wall to spare. Because I don't have a roof over that. So the other thing that's going to be important is for me to make this airtight, and then to open up this window, equalizing, and then removing the X and the unwanted gases from the new farm. I also don't have a lot of liquid water, so that's another requirement before I start farming, is to mine up some ice, which is a bit of a problem because my ore scanner is not working. Am I airlocking it? No, I'm not. Everything is going to be built to minimum spec for first pass. So, kind of easy to answer. Am I? Question mark. The answer is probably no. So this is the visible difference. The steel ones have like hex, and the iron ones have like the defroster rear car window look. They're pretty much functionally identical. I think even from the pressure tolerances, they're like the same. And this project nearly doubles the volume of the base. Alright, let's make sure I'm fully enclosed. All walls, all windows, because I've screwed that up before. So all walls look good. And the ceiling looks good. I'm just going to save just in case. In case I have to kick that death counter up. I haven't yet, though. I haven't yet. Boop. And now everything equalizes between both sides. And the base is going to get a little cold, but I happen to know a way to fix that. Alright, so it's about negative 17C, getting a little colder. I might need to stoke up that fire again. But it's not so cold that I can't survive it. It's survivable. Let me top up my water. It's actually warming up pretty quick.
Temperature low.
A little bit colder out this way. But yeah, this will be the farm. So I think the next big project is, or not big project, but the next thing I need to do is gain water, because I'm basically out of water. Over here, it's about 0 because of the radiator. I don't have a way to vent this out, though. Not yet. So that would be wise for me to do. Making an active vent out of iron, gold, copper so that I can empty out the furnace so I can add more things to make it hotter again. Because as it's full of waste gas, you can't... when it's full of waste gas, it's hard to stoke it up and have it combust. The other thing I need to do is to turn this bad boy on, because all of this air that I introduced into the base was polluted with pollutants. I could have opened up the windows, and maybe I actually did at night, meaning that there wasn't any X or pollutants in the atmosphere, and it seems to be the case. And in fact, it's not bad. It's 11 Celsius in here. It's actually pretty good. I might not even need to stoke up this this furnace again, because it's equalizing to be somewhat temperate, like growable temperate, which is just by dumb luck. So you can turn off. There's no pollutants in the base. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is use my time wisely. I'm going to turn this off, and I am going to try to go hunt for ice. Question. Should I gift myself the mining sensor glasses? Because the ore scanner doesn't work. This would be a huge advantage for me to have the glasses. So I will say it's basically cheating. But I figured I'd ask anyway, because... Oh man, it is perfect in here. Perfect environment. 23C in my farm? I do think I like that. Let's grab the ox tank before I forget, because I meant to grab that and I never did. Because soon my suit's ox tank is going to go empty. Okay, and my helmet is closed. Good. Had to double check that, because God knows I forget to do that. I don't want to deconstruct it. What is it, wrench? I'm not ready to deconstruct the lander yet. What I could do for all of the containers that I have is to build just like external storage. Basically just a little room that can close in the case of storms that is not pressurized and temperature set out here for those containers if I want to keep them. And this oxygen should be room temp. No, it's actually pretty cold because it was stored outside for a long time. But it will warm up as it sits in here because that's not an insulated tank. I should be mining for water. Where'd I put my tomato soup? Campbell's, where'd you go? There it is. Alright, I'm going to say yes. 75% of you said, gift myself the thing I need. So what are they called? The ore glasses. So I need the sensor... Oh, you know what? Do I require an improved suit for that? I don't recall. I don't even know what it's called in dev mode to be able to give it to myself. Let me see if I can't just miraculously make this work again. I'd prefer the traditional ore scanner. Not because I like it better, but because, you know, it wouldn't have been cheated in. Nope. Still broken. I was looking in dev mode for the scanner glasses, but I forget what they're called, because the developer in all of his infinite wisdom decides to call everything in dev mode a different name than it is in game. Because, you know, for reasons. You think it's because I'm not on the floor? Oh, I've been trying it outdoors, I've been trying it indoors, I've been trying it everywhere. It just is kind of broken. But I'll show you it not working again before I add dev mode in the thing I wanted to dev mode. So there's the scanner. It is on. The tablet is on. The scan is clicked. The ore scanner reads nothing. Still doesn't work. Scrolling does nothing. Yeah, no, it has, you weren't here before. It's fully broken and there's nothing I can do to fix it. I've tried to relog, I've tried to change cartridges, I've tried to change tablets, I've tried to change the dynamic GPR. It's just broken. And I'm not going to go through that garbage again. Yeah, so here's some oxide that obviously this thing should pick up, right? On, scan, and just pure snow. It's not batteries, because I can literally see the battery. It's green. Green means like 80%, 77%. So it's not batteries. Tablet is 81. This says 77. Ore scanner doesn't work. I know how this game's supposed to work. This thing's broken. There ain't no fixing it. So let's put this thing away. I don't really know. So what I was looking for is this glasses. The scanner glasses, but I don't know what they're called in dev mode. Yeah, for cheating to fix the bugs. Honestly, I tried to cheat to fix the bugs. I couldn't even cheat to fix it. Oh yeah, sensor lenses. Ah, there they are. So you voted overwhelmingly for me to wear these. So stick the sensor lenses in. And then they need the sensor processing unit and a battery. And I won't print the... I won't, like, gift myself the battery. I will actually grab one from... Well, I could grab one from my, my broken ground pen scanner. That is supposed to work, but does it? I'm curious if... No, still pure snow. Neat. So what these glasses do, normally they'd only be available after you tech up, but I can now see ores, you know, through everything. So, nickel, and, oh, water. A single thing of water. They're pretty nifty. It is cheating, obviously, that, you know, because normally I wouldn't have access to this stuff, but since I literally can't get the ore scanner to work as it's designed to, I'm not sure I have another choice. But yeah, now that I have the glasses, I don't really need to worry anymore. Because I can just X-ray. One could even make the argument that now that I can X-ray, it like removes a lot of the really boring parts of grinding resources, which is really great to watch from a viewer standpoint. So maybe I should have done this the whole time. But all right. That is easily enough ice for the farming project. Yeah, I could up the stack size from each node, but I wanted to keep it as vanilla as possible. So this is still vanilla. It just happens to have glasses instead of the manual and very, very broken ore scanner. The other thing I'm going to need to do is to heat up this ice because I believe plants require temperate water just as much as the water bottle filter does. And I'm only going to do one stack at a time because I don't want to blow out my liquid canister. Because the liquid canister can get hyperpressurized and, explode. So ore scanner, bye-bye. You're old news. I'm going to need new carbon filters soon. Turn on these volume pumps, which are so conveniently placed. As you can see, just the easiest things to get access to. Make sure to run this dry. You have to be careful with the ice crusher. I think some of the crazy bugs that used to exist are fixed. But you have to be careful with the ice crusher because you can very easily overpressurize things and blow up. So, this liquid canister is already a third to exploding. And then this tank is about a third to exploding as well. So now there's really cold water in there, and I need to heat it up. Now, the other thing that I'm going to need to do is, in order to grow, there's a few different ways to do it, but one of the most efficient ways is to get a grow light. But as you can see, grow lights require steel and electrum. I have 0 electrum, and I have 0 steel, so I am going to be mining for a bit. But eventually, this whole room will be growing me food. You don't need to grow a lot of food to stay well fed, but the goal of the series is to have a sustainable base. So to me that means, growing enough to easily outsupply my needs. Alright, let's get back out there. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on my battery, because I'm leaving the base with the pipe heater on. But I'm gonna do that on purpose. That's fine. It's just, I'm gonna have to remember that my kit battery might drain out. So, the current project is make electrum and steel. Now, I do have 80-something... I do have 80-something iron or coal in my base, so I mostly need iron and the silver. And I believe that the silver was over here? Yep. So I had mined up something like 15 silver. But I'm going to want a large batch, ideally. So I'm going to aim for 100 silver, 100 gold. And that will make 200 electrum. And then 150 iron and 50 coal, which will make 200 steel. Did they ever fix the random timers for food rotting? So there's a lot of details about food rot. There's refrigerators, and then you can also store food in nitrogen, like very frigid nitrogen, to expand its time as well. And everything's actually in the built-in in-game wiki, so I can show you that in just a second when I'm not, mining. But food will rot, but they've also introduced a method to use the rotted food with advanced composting. So having your food rot is actually not that much of a problem because you can just compost it. So that's coal. I'm looking for Fe. There's iron way below me. But I just want to get the surface stuff. So I'm lazy. I feel like the Predator every time I turn that on. Oh, I am going to fill up. So I'm looking for 150 iron here. And that will get me steel. The glasses, the sensor glasses, yeah, they're really cool. Normally you only get them late game because they require stellite and waspaloy maybe or something like that. They require like high-tech stuff that you don't normally have access to. But I cheated. But to be fair, the game cheated me first, so... Alright, that might be empty. Yeah, cheating equals bug bypass, exactly, that's my thoughts. I tried to do it legit. I edited the save game file, I dev mode in, I copy of everything that wasn't working, still wasn't working, so whatever. Game, you win. I'll cheat. Alright, so that's the iron I need, and then I can, with it, out the glasses, I can see the gold. Although my drill only has 17% battery life, so I might run out before this is done. I can always switch to like angle grinder or hand drill if I need to. The battery on the mining tool lasts like a ridiculously long time though, compared to all the other hand tools. Like if you're using an angle grinder or a hand drill with the small batteries, they die after a relatively small construction project, whereas the hand drill can drill for days on end without running out. The only thing I wish they would do is to remove the indicators for resources that you've already mined, because as you can probably have to tell, it still shows that there's resources even though I've mined it. It doesn't actually remove it from your heads-up display. So eventually this scanning tool becomes less useful later on when you've mined out a considerable swath of your base's local area, because a lot of it will be false positives of stuff you've already mined over. It was a quick 5 hours. Everything in Stationeers takes so much longer than you'd think it would, which is another way to say you can lose time to it very easily. I'll probably keep playing until I've made my steel an electrum, and that will be the stopping point. It might be just about exhausting this node here, though. Just a few pieces left. Yeah, I'm going to say that was done. That's why you strip mine the area to bedrock? It's funny, when playing on, like, maps like Vulcan, bedrock hurts a bit. It's volcanic. It's all lava. You end up dying if you do that. Fun times. I guess that's a very common concept in a lot of games. Like, Oxygen Not Included, you mine far enough down and you end up hitting lava. In Terraria, or in Minecraft, or down equals lava. Kind of mimics the Earth a little bit. Alright, there we go. My mining drill held up. Now I have to figure out where home is. There it is. Usually what I do when I'm mining is I like kind of rotate around the house like an outside spiral, so I'm never that far from home. That way I could just look up and find it. Alright, is this pressurized? It is. Let's vacuum that out while I switch my suit battery. And switch my mining drill battery. And my glasses battery. And here, my kit battery in the base has run low. I'll check the temperature of that water in a minute when I'm turning off the kit battery, because I'm at about half. Okay, here we go. This is almost liquid. I'm gonna wait for the power to recharge a little bit from wind before I finish that off, because I don't want to brown out or anything. Because if I brown out in here, I currently actually don't have a way, and I probably should set it up so that I have some sort of failsafe where I can hook up a outside APC with a battery slot, so I can slap a battery in and power up this APC, or power up at least my airlock. Because otherwise, if you don't have that, you can definitely just get locked out of your own base. So, electrum is between 0.8 and 2.4 MPa, which is more pressure sensitive than steel. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the steel first, and then vent out gas to then make the electrum. I think that's probably the way to do it. Oops. So this is just about vented out. Let's go with maybe 6. And 3. One of the beautiful things about being on a super icy planet is very, very, very easy to use a furnace outside. Normally, on other planets, you end up with a scenario where the ices melt Not here. I need like a booster seat. I should build a ramp or something. That's 150 iron, and then the coal makes steel. Alright, so that's the steel. I will start melting the stuff for the... Oh, I need to close the flue. Or the mold. I'm going to start melting stuff for the electrum, and then after I melt stuff for the electrum, I will vent it out so that it becomes the correct pressure. Just turn the furnace? Yeah, I should have. If I turned the furnace, it would spit out the back, though. And then I would need chutes to, like, give it to me. This is obviously, like, the most basic possible. Alright. So now this active vent is pulling pressure out, and then when that hits about 2.4 MPa, as long as it doesn't get too cold, I'll be able to make electrum. I don't think it's cooling down too quickly. If I wanted it to stay the correct temperature, I could replace the pipes with insulated ones, and it would be a little bit easier to control for temperature, because right now it's radiating heat to the atmosphere and also through those pipes. But I need to keep it above, I need to keep it above, like, 600 or so. There we go. Electrum, done. Not so hard. The only other Type 1 or Tier 1 alloys I haven't yet made is Invar and Constantin. I've done... Oh, actually, no, I haven't done solder. Solder would be really easy to do. I just don't have the iron for solder at the moment. So the reason I made this electrum, and I guess the last thing I'll do in this stream is use it, is grow lights. Oh yeah, you missed me turning it off? Yeah, no, I got that already. It's almost the correct temperature. It's -5. So as soon as my kit battery goes up a little bit more, I'll be all set. So grow lights allow you to grow when you don't have direct sunlight. So in this farm, because it's all glass ceilings, I will be able to grow during the daytime, but the daytime on Europa is pretty short. So I can always supplement it with grow lights. And another thing that I could do with the grow lights is turn it on only when the sun's not up, using daylight sensors. So that's another thing that I could set up if I want to make it, you know, a little bit more complicated. But let me say the finish is to at least put the first of the grow tables down. That will be a good final thing to do, so I'll play until then. It's going to be really easy for me to do, though. So then a liquid pipe. And if I'm doing that, let me turn on that heater again. Hey, Grizzly Rogers. Thanks for the love from YouTube. I love when the people on YouTube pop on in. Oh, that's actually incorrect. Should be from the top. This top stuff is temperate, the bottom stuff is hot. Or the bottom stuff is untempered. Hey, Ironside. Have enough iron for this. So I think... Actually, I'm going to run it... I don't know if running it where it is going to... Just in case it is the wrong temperature, I'm going to pull it out. I always get a little confused about temperature of stuff. I know that you can run the pipes on the floor inside, but I don't want it to share a wall with the outside because it will be really cold. So maybe just one more pipe. And I need a pet Yoda, don't I? Hi, buddy. You're a good boy. Alright, the next part of this project is the basin. Or tray. They're kind of iron expensive, considering a pipe is 0.5, the tray is 10. This is worth 20 pipes. And let's put it lower than I had set it up. So then, this tray here is getting water from the same network that gives me, right, it's almost temperate water. The same water that I drink. So now, my water bottles and the farm share the same system, as you can see. And then as soon as this water hits... Nope, yep, there it is. You can hear it going... I'm going to flick this off. One thing I could do is actually put radiators on this pipe here so that the water inside equalizes with the temperature of the base. I'm not going to do that right now, but that would be something to do in the future. Yep, the base has a little bit of CO2, so let's grab a seed. I'll do tomato. Unfavorable temperature and unfavorable lighting. So the lighting doesn't really matter because it's not going to wilt. The unfavorable temperature has me confused. It's probably due to the temperature of the water, not the temperature of the air, because it's very temperate right now in the air. It is not bad. So I'm going to purposely run the cables in the base here so that I can tinker with them if I need to, exposing the utilities. Ugly, but functional. So now this grow light could be flicked on. So now it has unfavorable temperature, and I'm sure that's temperature of the water. And then the other thing I want to do is top up that kit battery. I think probably a wise next project would be to add to my power grid, because I haven't done that in a while. So if I wanted to top up the kit battery... turn on the solid. And I should be pulling the pollutants out of the air faster than they build up in my lungs. Well, we have some growth. The last thing I could do is just the radiators. I think that wouldn't be terrible. Liquid radiator. Gold and steel. That's easy enough to add 2. And it will help to passively equalize the temperature between the base and the water. Still unfavorable temperature. Well, that can't be atmospheric temperature, so it's probably water temperature, but this water temperature is pretty good. Let me Google it real quick or look that up in the wiki. Let me see if the wiki says something first. Okay, the wiki says nothing. Cool. Still nothing. Okay, wiki's useless. Let me look it up online. The in-game wiki is kind of garbage. So the kPa of the CO2 in the base is enough for tomatoes. I just checked. Treats is... Oh, you know what? It's growing. Oh, it's not even a problem anymore. I think it might have been the water temperature. And it's now good enough that we have a farm. But hey, technically it's true. It's funny because I don't even have atmospherics in the base yet, but I have a farm. Food is food, exactly. Exactly. You're reading my mind. The last thing I want to check before I wrap up is power draw. Because it's probably power intensive. Right now, it's required about 375 watts to power up the base for what I have on right now, and we're generating 600, but that's because I have pretty decent wind at the moment. If I wanted to lower the wattage, I could flick some lights off and flick my my LED off and just read from the reader. And now the power required in the base should be considerably lower, 225 watts. And that's still with powering up the grow light. So this should be 150. But I'll keep the grow light on, because, you know, tomato. Alright, that wraps up the stream. I survived. I didn't die once. I came pretty dang close. Pretty close. Some close calls. But I'm still alive, still kicking. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Europa, which originally streamed live on Twitch, April 7th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that I played with the no backseating tag enabled, so I'm not really looking for gameplay mechanic suggestions. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, as well as links to Discord and Twitch. If you'd like this series and want more of it, make sure to vote for it when it comes up in the polls. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.